going to show you the XT2 in flight, and it is mounted on top of our Matrice 210. We also are flying one of those payload SDK platforms, which in this case is a LED spotlight. We're not going to turn it on as we already have enough light from the sun, but imagine this was at night. So here we come. Right now we're looking at the tower through our visual camera. This one is on the Cobra, or the XT2 as we now call it officially. And we can already see there's some smoke. There's some smoke building up in there. We don't have any more information right now. Would be helpful to know what is happening in there. Now there's a lot of heat inside that room, and at any moment that window will blow. Alright, so we're getting some visuals. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to thermal view, but I'm not going to go straight into thermal view because I want to keep my orientation. I want to keep visuals, so I'm going to do what we call the picture-in-picture. And suddenly now I get a lot more information. So we can see that we have at least two individuals, two victims inside this room. All right, we're getting a call right now from the ground crew that there is a hazmat placard on the delta side of the building. So Captain Dennebaum is going to move over. I'm going to switch my camera to full thermal. And we were told that the hazmat placard is right next to the ladder and the door, and we can see there is something, but we cannot really make it out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to activate the MSX function, which is using the visible light and kind of overlaid it on the thermal. And look what happens. It already pops out. So we're going to get that a little bit more centered. I'm going to use now my zoom to zoom in, and here we go. We can clearly identify what kind of hazmat situation we're dealing with. If I turn it off again, you can't see it. If I turn it on, there we go. We can zoom in a little bit more. We clearly know what we're dealing with. So that information now has been given to the team on the ground. And so what we're doing now is we're going to move over. I'm going to switch again into a different mode, this time again picture-in-picture. However, what we're doing now is we're aligning the thermal view perfectly with the visual camera. So as you can see, the center of the frame right now is thermal view, while everything around it is visible light. This is an extremely helpful feature because what it means is we can keep situational awareness of what is going on as our fire rescue person is moving up the ladder. And what I'm going to do now is we have lots of smoke, so we're definitely not seeing anything right now. If I do the side by side again, we're not seeing anything through the regular visible camera feed, but the thermal camera allows us to see exactly what's going on. I'm going to now switch back to full screen. We're going to take off the MSX, and I'm going to change our palette to maybe white hot. So we can now keep situational awareness of our fire rescue person as well as our victims inside the room. There, one of the victims has definitely hard time breathing, has fallen down, is now being guided out of the room. So Incident Command at all times gets to see what is happening inside that room. There we have an additional victim on the side. And that's it. That concludes the demo part of this demonstration. Thank you.